Welcome to Sustaira. Thank you so much for joining us today for our complete overview of the Sustaira Sustainability and ESG app platform. Let's jump right in. First, a brief introduction on who Sustaira is. So, Sustaira is the sustainability and ESG platform for all of your web and mobile sustainability solutions, as well as ESG consulting services. Sustaira is where cutting-edge technology, like the Mendix platform, is combined with experience to accelerate your sustainability journey and address the big challenges that you're facing right now. Here at Sustaira, we offer three different types of sustainability solutions and services. The first is our sustainability app platform that includes our ESG application templates. We're going to walk through a handful of those today. Next is our low-code app delivery and implementations. And finally is our sustainability and ESG consulting services through our thriving and growing partner network. With 40 cumulative years of low-code experience across 4 different locations in the US, Netherlands, Canada, and Singapore, we are going beyond sustainability reporting and want to make a difference that matters. Because of that, we've committed to donating 1% of our revenue and team's time back to sustainability causes and hope to be leaders in making a meaningful impact while enabling others to do the same. I've said it once, I'll say it a million more times. Sustainability starts with Sustaira. Now, the best way to understand what Sustaira does is through our Sustaira Sustainability Circle that you see here. At the top of the circle, you see your ESG Launchpad. I'm going to show you this Launchpad in just a couple minutes, but think of this as your single source of sustainability and ESG truth. This is where we bring together all of our ESG and sustainability applications and give you a dashboard where you can control everything on your sustainability and ESG journey. But more on that later. To really understand what we do, let's break this circle down. Now, when we talk about sustainability or ESG, usually folks jump straight to a yearly report or things like recycling or other items. But we believe that sustainability is more than that. It lives in setting goals, in data aggregation, creating awareness, in taking actions, in seeing the results and the rewards of those actions, and then, of course, this ever-important digital reporting piece. So what Sustaira does is within and between all of these domains, we've created what we call building block applications or application templates that are going to solve the core challenges you're facing in any one of these areas. Now, we call them building block applications very purposefully because with Sustaira, what you see isn't just what you get. Think of all of these applications as a starting point. These all have pre-built features and functionalities that are going to suit the needs of most people. However, these are meant to be tailored, tweaked, and customized so that they can 100% meet the needs of whomever might adopt them. So at any point, you can add on features, functionalities, and change anything that you need so that your organization can 100% address your goals. The wonderful part about this is think of all of these applications who then live on your Launchpad as a smart layer on top of your existing systems. Here at Sustaira, everything we do is essentially the glue between systems. So we can tie back directly to your internal and external data sources, usually via API or web service. These data systems can be anything from ERPs, CRMs, maybe a PLM if you're a big manufacturer, HR systems, even Excel spreadsheets for imports and uploads. On the external data sources side, we can open up the platform to connect to the folks who are on the outside of your, quote, 4 walls of your organization. This might be suppliers, customers, governments, subcontractors, you name it. All of this is to bring you that truly single source of truth. So here's a sneak preview of the Sustaira Launchpad. Each one of those squares or tiles that you see in the background is one of those building block applications that we've created. Your Launchpad is completely tailored to you, meaning depending on your needs, only the applications you're using are going to show on this page. Now, when we talk about the Sustaira Launchpad, it's important to highlight a couple extra things here. With the core of the platform built, Sustaira is verticalizing this building block approach that we take. So not only is this Launchpad tailored to you, but this means that there are specialized versions of the Sustaira platform, not only for things like manufacturing or construction, but also for energy and utilities, logistics and transportation, real estate, higher education, government, finance and insurance, and even more. Each of these versions have specialized applications for each vertical, giving a truly tailored sustainability and ESG solution. So how does it all come together? So when we look at the core of this circle, you see the Sustaira flower. This represents the Sustaira sustainability and ESG platform and all of the applications we've created. This is the software. As we move out into that darker blue ring, that's where we come into Sustaira's app delivery and implementation services. This is where we bring the applications alive. So once a company adopts the platform, we can add any features, functionalities, customizations, and truly tailor the software to fit your needs. The final light blue layer of this is our sustainability and ESG consulting services. This is something that we do through our thriving partner network, and our ESG and sustainability consultants can help you with a more prescriptive approach to your sustainability journey. This might be assisting you with a materiality assessment, B Corp certifications, sustainability strategy, maybe even assistance in reporting, as we know that that can be a monumental task. At the end of the day, Sustaira is here to support you both with software and with that prescriptive consulting side of things as well. With that though, let's hop into the platform. Welcome to the Sustaira Launchpad. Now I gave you a brief preview of this, but again, remember on this Launchpad, each of these squares or tiles are different building block applications that we've made. Keep in mind, these applications are meant to be tailored, tweaked, and customized so that they can 100% meet your needs. As we scroll through this Launchpad, you're going to see that we have quite the portfolio of offerings. Today, we're not going to go through every single application, but I want to give you a taste of what we have. One important note is Sustaira also offers totally custom ESG and sustainability application development. Oftentimes, these custom applications are used for processes that are highly complex. Maybe they've lived in an Excel spreadsheet, or you can't find a solution elsewhere that truly fits your needs. So if you have an idea or a process that you've never been able to find a smart solution for, Sustaira is here to help. With that said though, let's hop into our first application, which is our projects and KPI tracker. The whole point of this app is to give you a place to get 24/7 insights into how you're tracking around your sustainability and ESG plans, projects, and goals. On our landing page here, you can sort projects based on status, not started, in progress, or completed. You'll notice that these are currently based on the UN's Sustainable Development Goals. However, if you're following a different framework, this can again be tailored, tweaked, and customized to fit you. We know that at Siemens, sometimes they use what's called the degree framework. So we have a version of this that applies the degree framework, so on and so forth. Now, if we go into any of these projects or goals, we can see what KPIs we might be tracking related to this. From here, we can go to a very granular view, and we can actually come in and see all of our past data points, what our goal is, and how we're progressing toward that goal. Now, when we talk about data entry, there's a few things to note here. One, all of the Sustaira applications do allow for manual data entry if needed. That said, ideally, we're going to integrate to one of your core systems. A fabulous example is our integration to Energy Star Portfolio Manager that we built with Xavier University. That said, if you're not using Energy Star Portfolio Manager, don't worry. Integrations are going to function essentially the same way. Select the core system, pick what information you'd like to pull. You can designate by property or location, and then that will automatically update in the platform, giving you true 24/7 insights. The final piece of this is the ability to add action items or tasks. So you'll see here, I can create a task, add a description, and I can even assign a user to complete this task. We're going to pick on Sustaira's founder and CEO, Vincent Delamar, and I'm going to tell Vince he has a task to be completed by the end of 2023. Vince can then update how he's progressing. The whole point of this is to build a little bit of transparency, accountability, and really give you a place to begin tracking your sustainability and ESG goals. When we return to the Launchpad, that reminds me that I wanted to highlight our sustainability planner. Now, goal setting isn't always possible until you have a clear understanding of what exactly you're trying to do. Sustaira recently built our sustainability planner with California State University at their Northridge campus. Now, CSUN, they wanted to understand if we do XYZ project, One, how quickly can we get to net zero? Two, what does that do on the financial side of things? And three, what does that mean for our overall impact? So looking at variables such as electricity, water, waste, natural gas, area, etc., they put together a handful of projects, and when they select these projects, they can get a clear visual on what their total investment's going to be, annual savings, and also emissions. So as we scroll through this application, you get a great insight into all of these variables coming together. From there, we can play the what if game. So we can do some scenario analysis. What if we bump our time range out to 2040? And perhaps we play with some of these escalation rates. If I add in some dummy data here, we can see how these might change things moving forward. Not only that, I can also set timelines for implementing new projects, so perhaps some of these items have to wait. Once we've created a plan that works, we can save this scenario, and it goes from a theoretical net zero plan to true projects and goals in that goals and KPI tracker that I just showed you. Okay, we have an understanding of, maybe the first couple steps in your sustainability journey. The next step tends to be around carbon accounting. This is where we're going to dive into tracking your scope 1, 2, and scope 3 emissions. Like all Sustaira applications, we start with a high-level overview. Here we can see emissions per category, per location, per scope, and even total emissions year over year. Now this dashboard is totally interactive, so at any point, you can toggle on and off different information so that you can view things exactly how you would like to. But let's dive into scope 1, 2, and 3. There's a few different ways to get into this data. One is on a category by category basis. This might be something you do to get an understanding at a corporate level what your organization is tracking. On this page, we can see all of our scope 1, 2, and 3 categories that we're currently tracking, along with their status. As we scroll down, you see that you have other categories that you can choose from, which you can add on at any point to begin tracking your sustainability journey. If we select any of these categories that we're currently tracking, we can then view them on a location by location basis. Similar to that goals and KPI tracker, Sustaira gives you the ability to assign certain users to different data sets, again creating some accountability and some transparency. Now ideally, the information coming into this platform is going to come directly from a core system that you're already leveraging. However, should you ever need to, you can also add data points just like you would in a spreadsheet, for example. Sustaira also helps you calculate all of these metrics. So we have pre-built calculators that first give you guidance on how to use them, but these are also based on the greenhouse gas protocol and leverage the EPA's emission factors. So if I come in here and I add a little bit of data here, we can see with these variables filled in, this is going to be my company's metric tons of CO2 equivalent. I can add that to this data set and it will automatically reflect in the platform. Now, when we talk about calculators or emission factors, the first thing that comes up are questions regarding those emission factors. So just like everything else in Sustaira, emission factors are totally configurable. Let's look at mobile combustion for this example. Breaking it down, our emission factors, again, come from the EPA and are based on the greenhouse gas protocol. That said, if your organization is leveraging a different library, or perhaps you've calculated your own emission factors, we can source these factors from different places. So we can essentially build a custom calculator for you. Along with that, we can also toggle on and off certain data sets. So when you're doing any of these calculations, you are only selecting from variables that your organization actually uses. If mobile combustion is the example, maybe you don't use all of these different versions of light cars or buses. That is okay. We can turn that on and off. The final piece of carbon accounting I want to highlight is around audit trail and auditability. This is a huge topic with all of the upcoming regulations we're seeing across the globe. First and foremost, everything can be exported to Excel as needed. If you ever wanted to pull all of your scope 1, 2, and 3 data from the application, you can do that with the click of a button. We also have this view history module. And what this module allows you to do is you can come in and you can see what values have changed, when they were changed, who they were changed by, what the previous value was, and in what period or section of the application did this happen. This gives you a true audit trail. So if there's ever an outlier or something strange with your data, you can come back here and track when and where that might have happened. This history module is a reusable building block. So while we currently have it based in carbon accounting, this can be applied to all different applications in the Sustaira platform. Returning to the Launchpad one more time, a common next step after sustainability planning, setting goals and beginning tracking, and even tracking your scope 1, 2, and 3 data is fabulous reporting. We have a couple ways of handling reporting. First is through a dashboard or a high-level overview. This is often what organizations will use with key shareholders or stakeholders, as well as in newsletters, maybe even posting on their website, and all different applications here. This reporting page pulls information from all of the Sustaira apps and gives you a brief overview. Here we see info from that goals and KPI tracker. We do have a carbon offsetting module, along with diversity, equity, inclusion, and a few other examples of visuals that you might use. This reporting page can be added on to any of these applications to give you that clear insight. As we come back to the Launchpad, I now want to discuss disclosures. Disclosures are a huge topic across the globe right now. Currently, we're seeing disclosure frameworks like CSRD, the SEC's climate disclosures, and even some new ones showing up in the Asia Pacific region as well. Because this is such a growing and changing industry, we approach disclosures somewhat uniquely. First, what we've done is users can come in and create a report based on any disclosure that they see fit. We've pre-created some templates to help you do so. So if we use GRI as our example, a user can come in and walk through section 2 of general disclosures in GRI, and they're going to be guided through all of the questions GRI might ask with tooltips to help you understand straight from GRI what you might need to put in this box. So these tooltips are just guidance, helping you know what information to pull over. This application is fantastic because not only is it going to pull information from your core systems, but this can be tied to things like carbon accounting. So as we move into scope 1, 2, and 3, we can pull that information throughout the year straight into your disclosure framework. Now, the reason I say that we do things somewhat uniquely here is this is totally configurable. So with Sustaira, you have the power to configure these disclosure templates. So if GRI ever changes, or maybe you create your own framework in-house at your organization, you can actually add that to this application here. So you can add sections, subsections, different questions, so on and so forth, giving you that truly tailored disclosure experience. This is a fantastic tool to leverage alongside of ESG and sustainability consulting services. Okay, coming back to the dashboard one more time. For the sake of time, we're going to keep things fairly short and sweet, but I want to highlight a couple other applications. First, we do have our employee travel emissions application. This allows you to track travel in comparison to your emissions or your impact. You can do this a couple ways. One is at a more corporate level, where perhaps you import travel from one of your existing systems, such as Harvest, Concur, QuickBooks. Typically, this is an accounting system. The other thing you can do is you can enable individual employees to add their own travel one by one. You'll see here I've added a flight from Denver to London Heathrow. I now know that this is going to be my total impact for that flight. From here, you have the option to actually financially offset these impacts. So here you can see how much it would cost to offset this impact, and you can see different offsetting projects that money can be applied to. This is powered through one of our partners, Cloverly, and is totally optional to add on, but a great way to make sustainability a little bit more actionable and maybe involve employees or students or customers alike. The final piece is a quick glance at diversity, equity, and inclusion. Just like how we track projects and goals, or even scope 1, 2, and 3 data, we give you a high-level overview of what you might be tracking in terms of DEI, whether that is gender, race, compensation, inclusion. All of those things can be tailored, tweaked, and added here. As an organization, you can also set thresholds or benchmarks. So the application will automatically recommend actions based on the goals that you've set. One of those actions might be hiring X amount of non-male employees in a certain department. If you add this as a KPI, this is created as a goal in that goals and KPI tracker. Again, another fabulous example of how we connect not only to your core systems, like an HR system, but to other applications in the platform as well. This application also offers fantastic visualizations to truly help you understand your diversity, equity, and inclusion as an organization. We can compare things such as compensation by gender, race, or even location, seeing heat maps and different visuals to help you truly understand where things might be going well and where things might need work. Okay, I'm coming back to our Launchpad one final time. We have gone through a ton of information today, and there's a lot more here. Your key takeaways from this should be the following. Number one, Sustaira offers these pre-built applications that have core features and functionalities. This is meant to accelerate your sustainability journey. That said, these applications are more flexible than what you're going to see from a traditional off-the-shelf solution, and that we can tailor, tweak, and customize them so that they truly fit your needs. In an ever-changing domain like sustainability and ESG, you need flexible solutions to help reach your goals. This flexibility is also translated even to this Launchpad itself. This Launchpad is completely tailored to your organization's needs, and we even offer multi-tenancy, meaning depending on your role or who you are, your view can actually be tailored at an individual level. So maybe you only see certain applications, and even down to the functionality level within the applications, we can make it so that users only see what they absolutely need to. But here, let's hop back into the slide deck for some final resources and information so that you can get started with the best understanding of what we give you here at Sustaira. Okay, if you are exploring sustainability and ESG software, Sustaira has created our evaluation guide to help you understand all the different criteria and capabilities you might want to consider. With 60 plus criteria and capabilities based on leading analyst firms such as Gartner, Verdantix, Forrester, and even personal experience with clients and customers, we have separated all of these criteria into 3 buckets: functional, technical, and organizational. This is a very in-depth overview of things you might want to consider as you're exploring different platforms, and we even answer these questions from Sustaira to help you understand what we offer as well. If you're interested in learning more, or you want to poke around, kind of like what we did today, you can sign up for the free version of the platform right now. If you head to www.sustaira.com and click Get Started in the top right corner, you can sign up and activate your free trial version right now, and this will give you a good idea of how it might feel to be a user in the platform. Keep in mind, this is a limited version of the platform, so while you won't have access to all of the 15 applications you saw on my demo today, you will have access to some of our core applications. Last but not least, Sustaira has also put together starter packages to give you an idea of the first steps folks usually take. Package 1 is based on our goals and KPI tracker. That's the first application that we viewed today. Package 2 includes that goals and KPI tracker, but is really focused on carbon accounting. So this is that application that will help you dive into your Scope 1, 2, and Scope 3 emissions. Package 2 is likely our most popular, as it's seen as the engine behind disclosures. As many organizations are preparing for these manual disclosures to go into effect, getting an idea of your Scope 1, 2, and 3 data is a must-have value proposition. The final package, number 3, is based on custom app development. This is where we can take any of your Excel processes or complex processes that you haven't found a solution for just yet and turn it into an easy-to-use application to accelerate your journey. There's more information on our website under the Get Started tab on pricing. So if you have any questions there, please don't hesitate to reach out. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us. With that said, that concludes our brief overview of Sustaira. I hope you enjoyed, and if you have any questions for myself or any member of our team, please head to the Contact Us page at the bottom of the screen. Sustainability starts with Sustaira. Will you join the journey? Thanks, everybody. Goodbye.